So I got a dream that I'm gonna be at the top of the scene. On every screen, making my presence something to be seen, yeah. I'll make them all see that I could be anything I wanna be. If you got a dream, then you need persistence and lots of belief, yeah. Yo, don't take that negative energy, I replace that. I just wanna be me, I don't fake that. I just wanna be free, yeah, chase that. I got a new obsession, it's helping and teaching and giving everyone a lesson. It's living and winning and building something that's impressive. I don't wanna do the same thing, I wanna be progressive, so I'ma make a new me, a new beast, a true fiend. He's everything that he wants to be. Look in the mirror, what he wants to see. It's a dude looking back at me. I stay on track, yeah, track things. I'm setting goals, life hacking. I'm steady stacking. I see myself being happy. A better me with a strategy that I'm attacking.
Put to the test and you know I'll ace that. Hit me in the face and I'm hitting right back. I enjoy the chase so I'll stay on track, yeah. I enjoy the race so I'll make that back. Got a lot of dreams that I'll make come true. Got a lot of things that I wanna do. Got a lot of goals that I wanna prove. And there's not a lot of time so I gotta make moves.
Hey guys, what is up? Welcome to the Fly Like an Eagle podcast, episode 14. I'm here with my guy, co-host of PM and AM, Mike Lauro. How you doing?
What's going on, Mitch? How's it going, buddy?
Hey, I'm doing good. The Sixers are not. Thank God we don't have to talk about them today. Thank God.
Well, I think you should be, since you cover the Sixers for us, I think you should break the news and let everybody know what happened. I'm good.
But guys, breaking news, Joel Embiid just tore his meniscus, so he's going to be out for like a month or two, something like that. So it's
Shocker.
Really.
Joel Embiid got hurt. Shocker.
Right. Right. So, hey Terry, how's it going?
Have a great show. That's my mother-in-law. She always checks into all the shows that I'm on. So her.
I appreciate it. That's awesome. That's awesome. And my guy, play-by-play with JJ. What is good? Have a good show, my boy. Appreciate you, man. I appreciate you.
Thank you, JJ.
What is up, Jimmy?
My better half checking in.
There you go. And hey, that Eagles fan, how's it going? How's it going? So let's just get right into it, shall we? And this actually gets me mad. People are actually talking about the Eagles. No, actually, no. Before that, Kellen Moore.
Yes.
Yeah, Kellen Moore is our new OC. So give me your thoughts on it.
I have a lot of friends who are Cowboys fans, so
yeah,
I know that they kind of put the blame about what happened in Dallas kind of all on him. But you got to look at his body of work. Like when he was the OC for the Cowboys, they had the number one offense in the league. My only issue with Kellen Moore is he don't like to run the ball. And with our offensive line, I feel like you got to run the ball. So, I guess we're going to have to wait and see. I love the fact that he runs a lot of motion and he throws to the backs out of the backfield. I feel like the Eagles really, really missed an opportunity this year with throwing the ball to DeAndre Swift.
Yeah.
They ran him, but they really didn't throw the ball to him. They didn't throw the ball to Kenny Gainwell either. If you really take a look, for me, the tight ends and the running backs were a non-factor for the Birds this year. And I think Kellen Moore will bring that back because he was very Dalton Schultz got a contract from the Houston Texans because of Kellen Moore. He wasn't really a household name in Dallas. He kind of made him a household name down there. Same thing with Tony Pollard. Tony Pollard ended up replacing Zeke. So,
yeah.
I'm going to give him a chance, man. You never know. Like, I watched Austin Eckler a lot this year. A lot of Chargers games were on. And I'll tell you what, Austin Eckler had a really pretty decent year considering his starting quarterback went down. Another one of the wide receivers, they were missing one of their best playmaking wide receivers going. So, I mean, Keenan Allen was double covered every game. And yet they were still finding ways to get him the ball. And he had a pretty productive year. So I like the philosophy. I just wish he would add in some more running. If he adds in more running, man, this is going to be – I think he can do good things here.
Yeah, I think so too. But with the running backs, we need someone to replace Swift. I don't think we're going to get Swift back. He's going to want the bag. So it's just like I don't trust Gainwell.
Well, I don't either. I'm not a big Kenny G fan, but I will say this. If you take a look at the running back free agents that are out there, Swift is probably 7th on that list.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, I can see the Eagles resigning him because I don't think he's going to get a bag thrown at him. I mean, you got guys like Derrick Henry, you got Saquon Barkley, you have Josh Jacobs. Not saying that they're all better than DeAndre Swift. All I'm saying is Derrick Henry's been playing at a high level forever. So
Yeah.
if anybody's going to get a bag, it's him, and I don't think he's going to get a bag. So to be honest with you, I want DeAndre Swift back. If we can't get him back, I want Gus Edwards from the Baltimore Ravens. I think if you put he's that type of back, he's deceiving because he doesn't look like that big bruising type back, but he is. He's hard to bring down, and I would love for the Eagles to give him a chance. And he's used to splitting time. You know what I mean? He was splitting time with was it Justice Hill down there in Baltimore? So he was he's already a part of a 2-man backfield. So it's not probably familiar territory with him, and he can catch the ball out the backfield. So
yeah. Do you think that Kellen Moore will want to get Pollard over here? Do you see that happening? I don't.
I don't know because it all depends how much the Cowboys are going to pay Dak. If they pay, I mean, you got to remember too, like he's got to get Dak's up. There's a lot of people over there that's up for contracts. You can't pay everybody. Somebody's going to end up leaving, and I think with the emergence of Rico down there in Dallas, Pollard could become expendable. Only issue I have is former Cowboy running backs that come here do not fare well. Now, the only saving grace is this dude's not, the coordinator's not going to try to put a round piece in a square, was a round hole in a square peg or whatever. So I don't know. I mean, if you take a look at it, I just, for me, honestly, if they get, I don't see any running back really breaking the bank, Mitch. I really don't. It's not like it was just 5 years ago. 5 years ago, the running backs would have got a lot of money, man. I just don't see that happening right now. I just see them basically going and, getting whoever. I mean, there's a long list. I mean, you got guys, Austin Eckler, as a matter of fact, he played under Kellen Moore. He's a free agent. And there's a guy who's a 1,000-yard rusher. So, I mean, the Eagles have options. And that's one good thing about this. Another thing I like too, and I know not too many people talked about it. I don't know if you did, but with Jason Kelce restructuring his contract.
Yeah.
That tells me he's coming back. Why would you restructure your contract if you weren't coming back? So.
You never know. You never know. We're actually going to talk about Jason Kelce in a minute. Another thing about Kellen Moore, which I do like, he attacks the middle of the field. We didn't see that with Brian Johnson, so we're going to definitely see Dallas Goedert more often with this field, with this offense. I mean, hey, if you get a good running back and you use Dallas Goedert correctly, hey, we got good wide receivers for A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith. May need a third one, but
this is where I'm going to tell you to keep an eye on. Look for the Eagles to go after Tyler Boyd from the Cincinnati Bengals. I think it makes a lot of sense. He can come in here. He's a veteran. He can just, I think he can mold well in here. So, and there's pretty, and I think you can get him fairly on, not the cheap, but I mean, you're going to probably like mid-grade, and he's not a bad wide receiver. And I think that's a name to look out for. Another one, they could probably do it maybe in the draft, maybe going that way for their third wide receiver. I don't know. I just don't want no retreads. I don't want Julio Jones back. I felt like he didn't give us anything. But then again, do you really got to look at this year as a mulligan maybe? Maybe if you do bring Julio back with Kellen Moore now, is he better? You know what I mean? Like a lot of things we have to look at, really.
Yeah, I mean, for Kellen Moore using Julio Jones in the red zone, something that Brian Johnson didn't really use. So when he did get used in the red zone, he scored. Like the last game, I forget it was, he scored 2 in the end zone. So I'm like, he would definitely use him in the right direction. So yeah, Julio Jones, he is a bit on the older side, but if they use him correctly, I like it. I really do.
That's what I'm saying. If I'm looking at it like this as an Eagles fan, anything offensively with Kellen Moore coming in, I think if you come back with the same team, I think you could probably get better results with Kellen Moore because Kellen Moore's going to run a lot of motion, and motion's going to get your guys open. And the thing I like about Kellen Moore is he attacks. Okay, he attacks.
Yeah.
You know,
Yep.
he attacks whatever area you give him. So in other words, if you're going to take away deep, he's going to kill you underneath. If you
Yeah.
try to stop underneath stuff, then he's going to go deep. Now, he does get down the field pass happy. He does. I mean, unless that was Dak Prescott doing that, from what I've seen in Dallas, he did like to attack down the field, which is a good thing. But again, you got to have the receivers to go. I don't want to see Quez Watkins in an Eagles uniform this year. I think his time is done here. I think he needs to go.
Yeah. Especially when he came back into the field, he should have gone out of bounds. He took a couple steps in, and it was just like, why did you just go out of bounds there? So,
Right.
yeah. What is up, Joe? How's it
Hey,
going?
Joe, how you doing, buddy?
Pat Bernard, how's it going, bro? How's it going? What is up,
I
Felix
got your
Mitchell?
clown. Got your clown, buddy.
What's up? Yeah, happy Thursday, Mike. Happy Thursday,
What's up,
man.
dude?
Y'all goated. Yeah.
Thank
Joe
you.
likes to hire Kellen Moore.
He
He
does.
likes it. A lot of people in my hardcore sports network don't like it because he's a Cowboys fan, and yet he's part of the Cowboys, and he didn't do good with the Chargers. Someone's been telling me, I'm like, it's a fresh scenery here. We got weapons.
Hey, you can get on him about the Chargers, but the thing that kills me is that you lose your quarterback for 5 games, and how good is your offense going to be? Like, their backup was horrible. You lose basically your top wide receiver, your top deep threat, and then, like I said, the only 2 guys that they really had on that offense in LA this year was Austin Eckler and Keenan Allen, and every now and then Gerald Everett. Gerald Everett he probably had about 4 good games this year, if you want to count Gerald. Other than that, no, nobody else really kind of stepped up for them on that offense. So, really, what are you looking at?
Right. And Michael does not want Pollard. Okay,
You know what?
is fair.
That's a sentiment from a lot of Eagle fans. I think you're going to see that because of the DeMarco Murray situation and how bad that was. So, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I'm waiting. I'm waiting to see.
Yeah, me too, man. Me too. Benjamin, what is up? CD and Mike are gonna get paid first.
Ben is absolutely. He's a friend of mine. Ben's a friend of mine. I don't know about Micah. I think deep down that dude wants. There is no Cowboy that I've ever seen in my life who wants to be an Eagle more than Micah Parsons.
Right.
Micah Parsons wants to come home and play for the Birds, man.
Right. It is just crazy how he had Swift on his podcast now. All the signs are there, man. All the signs are there. What a good Mike again. What a good man. Do you think that the Eagles sign any free agents?
Yeah, I think they go defensive.
I see that. You got to address the defensive end. You got to.
Yeah, I tell you right now, I would love for them to go sign Patrick Queen, and I think there's a good chance that they will. I didn't think Zach Cunningham was that bad this year. I thought he was okay. I thought he had a pretty decent season for the Birds. I have no faith in Nakobe Dean. I don't. I saw him coming out of college and I was excited, but then when you see him on the NFL field, man, it's like a boy playing amongst men, and he just looks so out of position.
Right. I hated him in college.
As much as a good player he was in college, man. He's not ready yet for the NFL. He's not.
I know he's not, but for college, I'm a Michigan fan. He destroyed us every single time. So I'm like, that's always in the back of my mind when it comes to him and Davis and Carter. I'll throw Carter in there too.
Yeah. And this is why I'm like, believe it or not, no Cowboys farewell in Philly. Yeah, no. I mean,
T.O. Unless he went to the Cowboys after.
Yeah, he went to the Cowboys after, but
okay.
I look at it like this, man. I love the hiring of Clint Hurt from Seattle to come in and be the defensive line coach. Watched the show last night with Al. Al actually told me what he said in his press conference. He said, "My guys don't go back," which means guys like Jordan Davis, man. If you're not going to be in shape, he's going to put you in shape. And he had a pretty solid defense out there in Seattle, and he also worked with Vic Fangio before. So there's a familiarity there of what they want to do. Carl Scott being brought in as the defensive backs coach. I really wanted Denard Wilson to get the defensive coordinator spot a year ago.
Yeah.
I really did. I thought he earned it. And congrats to him, too, because now he's on his way to Tennessee to become the defensive coordinator. So, congrats to Denard Wilson. I thought the Eagles kind of dropped the ball on that one with him. So we really want to see that. It says, hey, Eminem, Mitch, I think you should tell Mike what type of fan.
He's a realistic fan. So whenever you see him in the comments, he's trying to be realistic, but he comes out more negative. So he's just
listen. People have. This is why I like doing this, because people are going to have their own opinions. Like, if you take a look, me and Pat fight with each other more than we agree. Like, our show is far from kumbaya. Like, a lot of times, Pat. I think Pat comes out with some outlandish stuff. I mean, I do too sometimes, and I think that's why our show works. You know what I mean? Because it's not all kumbaya. It's not all, hey, we're all gonna agree. Because I'm like Richie. Like, if the Eagles stink, I'm gonna tell you they stink. I was buying the Kool-Aid for a little bit, man, this year. But our Matty B, we had to give him. You got to give him props because he saw through this when nobody else did. When they were 10-1, he was like, "This team is flawed. They're bad, and it's going to come back to bite them." And he kept saying it. Now, I'm not on stands as far as Howie Roseman, but
Right. The Eagles should get Swift back, as he's not going to want to break the bank. Yeah, probably. It's like Eddie Muskins.
Yeah, but like I said, if you see the list of running backs that are coming out, there's no way that DeAndre Swift's going to break the bank. Not with all these good. Not when you got guys like Eckler, Saquon, Derrick Henry, Josh Jobe. I mean, that's just 4 to name the least. Coming out too with them. And another bad thing is that you're looking at now. You got guys that got proven kind of playoff runs. Guys like Gus Edwards been in the playoff. Now there's so many people, so many good running backs out there. None of them are going to break the bank. Like I said, the only one I can really see breaking the bank would be Derrick Henry. And I don't think it's going to be for that much.
He's old, though. Isn't he like more on the older side? That's why I'm like, why do all these teams want Derrick Henry?
He's on the downside. Now, I'll tell you what. I was sitting in here last night when Football Stories was being taped, and Al Thompson brought up a good name. He brought up Saquon Barkley. Would you take a flyer on Saquon?
I would.
I would. But it would have to be like a 2-year deal. It would have to be like a 2-year deal. I'm not signing him for 4 years.
I would not either.
And I'm not going to pay him a ton of money. You know what I mean? But I honestly think Saquon ends up in Buffalo. I really do. I think he ends up there. I think that's a potential landing spot for him, and he can tag along with Cook.
Oh my God! Can you imagine that backfield? Oh yeah, God!
And Saquon can catch the ball out of the backfield, so that would get But I mean, I have a lot of things that as far as like where people might be going. He said Eagles need.
Exactly what I said earlier. The Eagles need Goddard in the middle of the field. A good slot, so Tyler Boyd will be a good choice as well. I didn't even think about that. Honestly, I didn't even think about Boyd. Like he just slid under my radar.
Well, boy, like I've been reading a lot of articles, and a lot of people are projecting him to come to the Eagles to team up with AJ Brown and Devontae Smith. If that were to happen, like I said, you want to talk about things opening up, like that whole thing's going to open up really bad.
Oh my God,
it's going to open up. If I'm the Eagles, like I said, you can get him. I don't think it's going to cost that much money to get him. You know what I mean? Like I think the bulk of their money this year is going to be spent on the defensive side of the ball, as it should be.
It should.
As it should, because I'll tell you now, I wasn't impressed with Josh Sweat this year at all. And it looked like Hassan Reddick was running the mud. Mm-hmm. And I'm a little worried about signing him. Boom.
What is up, Trending AM? My guy Phil, what is up? Jalen Hurts stunk the skill competition. It's time to trade him. 610-95941.
That's awesome.
Look who's here. Look who's
Oh,
here.
Maddie right there. What
And
about
he's here. What?
the O wasn't the real problem? Yeah, Maddie, the O was the problem. They became stagnant.
It was
They didn't,
both sides.
but it was. Well, the defense was just the defense went in the trash, man. Like I gotta agree with them there. But I think this is if I'm the Birds, man, they got to go heavy and they got to get linebackers. Like I think Howie's starting to maybe this whole mantra, and I don't. It's not just Howie too, because you got to go back to Joe Banner when Joe Banner was here. This was the Eagles' philosophy. They didn't care about linebackers. Why do you think they let Jeremiah Trotter walk to Washington for 2 years?
Right.
You know what I mean? And then they made the guy play special teams when he came back, when he was clearly better than Mark Semino.
Mm-hmm.
Again,
Yeah.
they just don't value the linebackers. But the more that they don't value the linebackers, the more it keeps coming back to bite them in you know what. So I think this year, I think they are going to go. I can definitely see them, picking up a linebacker in the draft. They have to. Like, they know it. But I wouldn't be against them re-signing Zach Cunningham. I think Zach Cunningham had a decent year for the Birds. Now, Nick Morrow, you can let him go. If they cut the game tomorrow, I wouldn't shed a tear. You know what I mean? To me, your best ability is availability, and N'Kobe can't stay healthy. And he's too small. He's too small.
You know what's funny, though? Whenever we talk about the linebackers, I always think of Miles Jack. We had him, then he retired, then he goes to the Steelers. Like, that's the first thing that comes to my mind when it comes to linebackers. I don't want to be here with this group. I'm out.
Yeah, but you know what? Miles Jack didn't do nothing with the Steelers either. Like, he was getting.
I get it, but at least it was something.
I mean, look what happened. We went out and got Shaq Leonard. And, Shaq Leonard was a pretty good linebacker. But, his best days are behind him, which, by the way, there was a report out there about some, people wanting him to come back. I don't want Shaq Leonard back.
I don't.
To me, he didn't show anything. He showed that his skills were diminished. So I'm cool. Rich said Denard Wilson with the Titans.
Denard Wilson. You're good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what, Rich? I kind of agree with you, man. I thought he should have been the DC all along. I was never sold on Sean Desai. I figured I'd give him a chance, but it just seemed like he was lost and clueless with this. I felt like they wanted him to run a certain style of defense, and he didn't know how to run it. And you could clearly see it because I never saw so much confusion in my life, especially over these last 7 games.
I mean, it was just like, to me, after the 49ers game, it just went downhill. I just like, no competitiveness whatsoever. None. So who stepped over on the Eagles offense down the stretch? Why would it be different from here? For him here. Who you talking about, Maddie? Alexa, am I missing something?
I don't know. I don't know what comments are rolling pretty quickly.
Yeah, the comments are rolling quick. Keep them coming, guys. Keep them coming. We love this. This is awesome. The Eagles are awesome. Appreciate that, Wesley. Hopefully all is well with you. And the Chargers have offensive weapons on the more, but none of the weapons should stay healthy. And how much did Moore have in play calling under the Chargers' former head coach?
Well, he had play calling because Brandon Staley's a defensive guy. He's kind of so, he had it, but again, you can't lose your biggest deep threat. The tight end was hit or miss, and then Keenan Allen was drawing double coverages damn near every play, and the guy still ended up with 1,000 yards. Like that. If I could ever, if you want to get a possession receiver for the Eagles, I would love for them to go get Keenan Allen.
Yep. If that's possible, I doubt it now with Harbaugh there.
Yeah. That's going to be. I'll tell you what. It's going to be. It's going to take the Chargers a little bit, but I'll tell you what. I think they got the right guy for the job out there. Harbaugh's been itching to get back into the league anyway, and he went and he rededicated himself at Michigan. Got Michigan to be a top powerhouse team. So.
That's hard coming from you, though. That's hard coming from you.
Very hard coming from me because I hate Michigan and Ohio State. So,
hey, I hate Ohio State too.
Yeah, that's something we can agree on.
Yeah. Kellen Moore is going to sell Nick and Howie on Eckler to replace both Boston Scott and Kenneth Gainwell. Yeah, basically it. Next one. rumor has it. Oh my God, Trayvon is going to get the brother Stephon to come to play for
So
Dallas.
let him go. Let him go.
That's not going to happen.
To me, Stephon Diggs, he's not the same receiver he was in Minnesota. And I'm sorry, he had
Right.
Josh Allen throwing him the ball this year. He really didn't break the bank, and I could care less if he goes to Dallas. Wide receivers go to Dallas to disappear. Look at Brandon Cooks. Brandon Cooks was cooking everywhere else. He went to Dallas. He became a forgotten guy. So I'm like, I don't care. If he wants to go play with his brother, that's fine. We'll see Diggs twice a year. I'm not worried about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't think, he didn't really kind of kill the Eagles when he played them here, when he had Josh Allen as his quarterback. So,
The Eagles should go after Queen. I like that. I love that.
Yep. I think I think that's going to be one of the guys that they're going to go after. I really do. I think, like I said, as much as our boy Matty doesn't like Howie, it's in the face, man. You know what I mean?
It really is. It really is. Can we get Ojabo from Baltimore? I'll take him.
Yeah, that dude's a beast too. Seattle is being reported.
Yeah. So here's a conspiracy theory I have. Whenever I hear Ojabo, if he did not get injured, I think we would have drafted him. But since he got injured, we panicked and got Derek Barnett back. I still believe that to this day.
Now, that thing with Carl Scott, I didn't hear nothing about him staying with Seattle. I heard he had already accepted the position to come be the Eagles DB coach.
I think I heard that too.
Yeah, he already accepted. So I don't know, Mike, about that. I'll do more investigating on that. But what's up, Philly?
What up, Philly Halftime? A member of the Hardcore Sports Network. Appreciate you. And you said what is up twice. So perfect. Hey, what is up? What is up? Thank you for stopping by.
What's up, How sweetie?
My guy Mike, a Michigan fan. What is up, man? Thank you for stopping by.
Boo.
What is up, Daniel? All right, let's go to the next topics real quick before the commercial break. And we got to talk about this, man. It's driving me crazy how AJ Brown is in like the rumor mill on this media. Give me your thoughts on this, him possibly getting traded, which I know it's not going to happen. They just announced it.
Yeah. In a way, I feel like he kind of brought it on himself when he scrubbed his, social media account. People were gonna think that, you know what I mean? So, to me, I watched an interview yesterday with Kay Adams on NFL Network, or not NFL Network, but on her little podcast or whatever. And he's not going nowhere. And, yes, Mike, I am a Penn State fan. I'm not going to admit it. But I want James Franklin fired tomorrow, yesterday. That's another time. But, I never got that vibe that he wanted out of here. Especially when he came out and backed the coach. Like, if he went out here, he's not coming out and backing the coach.
No.
And that's why I'd laugh at these rumors. But again, this is Philadelphia. This is what they do here. They start speculating because they see them making a face on the sideline, or they see them having a conversation that they deem as heated when it's just them talking. You know what I mean? Like, you didn't see AJ Brown in Jalen's face screaming at him. They're talking. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, right away, oh, he's a mild discontent. He's a diva. He's that. To me, I don't think the guy's a diva at all. And I don't think he's a mild content. He's your best wide receiver. He wants the damn ball.
Yep.
Plain and simple. You know what I mean? So
every number one wide receiver wants the ball. Jefferson, I go on and on. Chase.
It doesn't matter.
Not Eckler, but you get the point.
I'm gonna bring up the Cowboys. Look at that playoff game against the Packers, and how he didn't. You got CeeDee Lamb. I'm sorry if it's between Brandon Cooks and Michael Gallup. I'm throwing the ball to CD. I'm throwing the ball to CD Lamb. I'm finding ways to get him open. And there was times that he was open.
Yep, that is true. That is true. Wait. Okay, we need to go scroll back a little bit, but I'm afraid that D in 24 is not going to be aggressive. Again, you got to wait and see what God, what's his name again? Vic Fangio. Sorry,
Yeah.
I gotta see what he has in place. I gotta see.
Yeah, to
Not
say that
today.
they're not going to be aggressive, we don't know that because you
Nah.
don't know who you're going to have on this team. You don't know who they're going to draft. So to sit there and just say, oh well, Vic Fangio runs a bend but don't break. But I'm sorry, if you watch the Miami Dolphins, they got after you too.
Yeah,
You know.
that is true. That is true. Saquon wants to come play for his favorite team, the Eagles. I would love that. We got a better offensive line than the Giants. So I'll think. Actually, I don't know based off this past season, but you get the point. It's better than the Giants, though. Take that. Yeah, what is up, Todd? What is up? The Philadelphia Eagles are with the wait. The problem with the Eagles is the head coach, obviously. Yeah,
Right, exactly. And it's for me. I mean, look, Nick's all he got this year. He's got to get it right this year. He don't get it right this year, he's gone.
Yeah.
So I mean, Philly said I would love it if Austin Eckler. That's a guy, the dual threat, man. Dual threat out of the backfield. And to be honest with you, I like DeAndre Swift, but I feel like Eckler. The only problem with Eckler is he's a little older. But I feel like he's probably upgraded. He's more of an upgrade from DeAndre Swift, too. You know what I mean? Austin Eckler behind this Eagles offensive line, holy cow.
Right. So let's just go to a quick commercial break, and then we'll come right back to Jason Kelce possibly retiring. I don't think so, but we'll be right back.
All right, guys, it's time to talk about Sherry's Tickets. Sherry'sTickets.com is easy to use and has no hidden fees. The price you see is the price you pay. Pay less and play more with Sherry'sTickets.com. Save even more by using the exclusive promo code EOP10. That's EOP10. Do not pay hidden fees and save 10%. Why use any other ticket reseller and get those hard-to-come-by tickets to the big game? If you need a more personal touch, give them a call at 610-494-5050. That's 610-494-5050. Sherry'sTickets.com also has great theater and concert tickets that are hard to get your hands on. Remember, do not overpay and save with the best at Sherry'sTickets.com. Save 10% using the promo code EOP10. That's EOP10. You'll thank us later. Sherry'sTickets.com.
Shout out to Sherry's Tickets. Appreciate you. So let's get right into it, man. We were talking about this before the show starts. It's Jason Kelce retiring? I don't think so.
I don't think so either. He wouldn't have restructured his deal. Why would Jason Kelce care about restructuring a deal to give the Eagles more money under the cap if he was going to retire? He'd just be like, look, man, I'm retiring. I'm going to put the paperwork in, and then the money comes off their books anyway. You know what I mean? So you wouldn't have to worry about that. So for me, him restructuring is letting me know he's coming back. His brother saying he's got a lot of football left is letting me know he's coming back. So
yeah. Hey, he doesn't want to go out like that. Like, no one wants to go out like that. Not me. If he should have retired, it would have been last year after the Super Bowl. But hey, I think he's staying, man. I really think he's staying. Listen,
Jason Kelce has I think he's got carte blanche. I think him, Lane, BG, and probably Fletcher Cox. I think they're going to get 1-year deals until they're ready to hang up. I don't think, when they're ready to hang them up, I think then they'll hang them up. Like BG, if he says if the Eagles want me, they're going to bring him back for a 15th season. It's going to be his farewell song. He said he wants to get 15 in. He'll find some way to make this team. I think Fletcher Cox, who I felt like had a pretty good, I felt like he had a pretty good team, or I felt like he had a pretty good year.
Yeah.
Bring him back. So.
Yeah. And I agree with that. I agree. And Richie, yes, he has a torn meniscus. No time. It's probably going to be like a month. My guess a month. And I'm going to the Sixers game on Monday. So there you go. I'm not going to
I got one comment I want to bring up, man. This is from Paul
go for
Spencer.
it.
He runs out of the box, and he also does them 215 boys. He's a Cowboys fan. He brings up a very good point here. Moore's verbiage is not Jalen friendly. Plus 68% pass happy. You know what I mean? So he's telling you 68%. Again, that was what we talked about when we came on. He likes to throw the ball a little too much. What I'm saying to him here is, come in here. Do you think maybe he does learn his lesson a little bit and decide to start running the ball more?
Right. And your co-host doesn't want Kelsey back.
Well, I'm surprised. He's probably sitting with his Taylor Swift shirt on.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, you guys should talk about that on Sunday morning. That'll be fun. Hurts. Wait, come on. Wait, there it is. Hurts needs to be the same thing, I guess. Yep. What is up? What is up, Patrick? Thank you for stopping by, bro. Thank you for stopping by. But Pat, I can't understand why you don't want Kelsey back. It makes sense. Actually, he said on this show a couple weeks ago that he should have been on the Pro Bowl. Jason Kelsey. Obviously, he's there now.
What?
Makes sense.
Been in the Pro Bowl, dude. He's the best center in the league. Listen, this is what I got to deal with, Mitch, on every Sunday. I got to deal with a guy who eats paint chips. I love my partner, but he eats paint chips. He's nuts. He's the best center in the league. At his age, right now, he's still the best center in the league. Like, he don't want him back. Oh, you're gonna put Cam Jurgens there? Man, we saw how that kind of worked out.
Or Dickerson. I'm fine with Dickerson there. Honestly, I am.
Too big. He's too big.
Yeah.
He got to stay right where he is. But Kelsey's got carte blanche, man. I think he'll be here until he wants to hang up. And you know what? Good for him. I think he deserves it. And his play hasn't dropped, regardless of what my partner has said.
Yeah. I mean, he also said that he didn't have the best year. Like, there was a couple penalties he had caused, a couple, like, fumbled snaps and stuff like that. Like, I can see where it's coming from. He is a bit old, but
it happens to the best of them, though. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You know, look at Frank Ragnow in Detroit. He didn't have a clean year, but he's one of the best. You know, right up there along with Kelsey. I mean, it happens, man. You have bad games sometimes. You know? But
that is true. That is true. So, let's talk about the opponents for next season because this schedule is insane.
I have it. I have the schedule. I have the teams. I don't have the schedule because I don't know when they play. But I'll tell you what, we're going to go over the away schedule. Of course, you have your three divisionals, right?
Yeah.
Washington, the Giants, Cowboys. After that, you got the New Orleans Saints. They take another trip back to Tampa Bay this year. They go to Cincinnati to play the Cincinnati Joe Burrows.
Yeah.
They go back to Los Angeles again. And they got the Baltimore Ravens in Baltimore. That's their road schedule for next year.
Oh, my God. I can't imagine what the Cowboys are for the first because they won the East.
I don't know, man. You have to take a look. Now, that's their away schedule, which to me is pretty formidable. Their home schedule, again, the three divisionals, which are always going to be tough.
Yeah.
Atlanta, Carolina, Cleveland, Pittsburgh, Green Bay, and Dougie P coming back.
Well, the Eagles better get their shit right. That's all I got to say.
Well, I mean, if you're looking at this, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out of the 9 games they have at home, 5 of them are playoff teams. If you're looking at the teams they play on the road, they have 1, 2, 3, 4. They have 4 on the road. So out of their 17 games, 9 of their 17 games are against playoff opponents, well, playoff teams from this year. You know, so, and you got to look at it. And I'll tell you what, you know, the way Green Bay played this year, That's not going to be an easy game, but I think that's going to be a good game, especially here. I think it's going to be a good one. Cleveland is also, I think, going to be another good game. That defense is for real. That defense out there, Jim Schwartz got that defense playing, man.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you another one that's going to be kind of hard too. I know a lot of people don't think it, but that Pittsburgh team is Mike Tomlin's going to have them boys ready to play too. So there's going to be, plus you have, like I said, you have the 3 division games. They're going to be, the Eagles got a pretty tough schedule if you're looking at it, just off of what you saw. I mean, New Orleans, they kind of fell off at the end, but they were still they were right there this year. And you got Tampa Bay, Baltimore. So I don't know, man. I might be doing a Philly sports trip to Baltimore. Go down there.
There you go. There you go. Yeah. I'm telling you, this is going to be a lot different. This is the most important offseason for this next season. That's what Phil's been telling everybody. Like, I agree. I agree with Phil from Kenny and AM. This offseason is going to be very, very big. Big moves are going to be made, trades, everything. Signings, contracts going to be, changed. So, big offseason coming.
I believe so. But, I mean, I was going over some of these draft picks where they got the Eagles picking, and one that kind of blew my mind. Because I was like kind of scratching my head. They got your boy Blake Corum. They got the Eagles taking him at number 97 in the 3rd round.
Hey,
I
kind
of agree with you, Mitch. That we were talking before when we went live.
Yes.
I don't know if Corum gets to him at the 3rd round.
I think he's a second. I really think he's like an early second.
Yeah, I mean,
trade up and get that guy.
Yep, and they had what's his name? Where was he at?
Oh, the center.
Yeah. Oh no, not the center.
I forget his name. I always forget this guy's name.
Drake Nugent.
Yeah.
And I'm getting him, and then Elton Ulofalo or Ulofacio.
Yep.
Linebacker from Washington. They got him going. The Eagles got 4 5th-round draft picks. 4 5th-rounders and 1 6th.
That is just crazy.
Mm-hmm. And they got a first. They just don't. They don't have a 4th-round pick. I think so. I think Howie gets into the 4th round. I think he does. So
okay. I can see him trading up. I can see him trading back. I can see him doing whatever it takes. I didn't expect him to trade for Swift. I didn't expect that. I didn't expect him trading for A.J. Brown 2 years ago. So
I just, I would like to see him. A lot of people want him. A lot of people want Howie to go draft Jeremiah Trotter Jr.
Yeah.
And to me, I think if he's there, if you want to take a flyer on him, go ahead.
Yeah.
But
so my guy, Philly Special Cards, he prefers Cedric Van Pran over Derek Nugent. Over Drake Nugent, my bad. Hey, why do that on my Michigan, man? Come on. We're just the national champions. Bruh. But hey, with this draft, man, anything can happen. Anything can happen. I just hope Edge of Philly Sports does like a watch party of this. I just hope they do.
Oh yeah. You'll see Dives, you'll see Ryan, probably Al. These guys, we cover it here, and I can't wait to see. I want to see how many of my Nittany Lions go, honestly, because was it Kerry King? They got the Eagles looking. The Eagles were talking to him down at the Senior Bowl, so maybe they might be sneaking him in to come play cornerback too. So I got a quick question for you. How do you feel about the young cornerbacks for the Birds?
You mean the cornerback, the young guys, not the guys we not slaying Bradbury?
No, get them out. Ringo and Rex. How do you feel about them?
I like Ringo. I feel like he's going to start next year, and Rex, they have great potential. Why not give him a shot? Let one of them go. Let Bradbury go or Slay go. Probably Bradbury's going to be gone. They put Ringo in that slot.
Do you really think he's going to be gone? Or do you think that the Eagles hold on to him and let him get a chance now under Vic Fangio? Again, too, I keep saying, That's right. Yeah, and he brought up too. Yeah, I forgot about Isaiah Rogers too. You got Isaiah Rogers also.
Yeah.
So, and I like that. That was a great pickup by Howie. As much as people want to get on Howie about some of the stuff he does, that Isaiah Rogers pickup was pretty damn good. So.
Hey, we have a lot of competition with these young guys. Don't forget about who's that guy? McPherson. He got injured. We still got him. We still got other guys. So I like Ringo and draft a cornerback in the first round. I don't even think Howie would do that in the first round, honestly. I think he'll go another lineman.
I don't think he's going to go lineman. They looking at Brian Thomas, wide receiver from LSU.
Yeah.
That's one of the mock drafts for the Eagles for the 22nd overall pick right now. So.
Okay. All right. I got to Dibes and Ryan about these guys, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I
don't know, Mitch. I mean, like I said, I'm waiting to see what they're going to do. I mean, it looks like they're getting all the, pieces into place. Like I just hope that this coaching staff can mold this team back to where they were just a year ago.
How are we going to draft a punter? I don't know. Mitch, if you get a chance, send it to me, man. Send it to me on Discord. It's all good. But, Mike, how I close this show is a little bit of a game. So 3 words or less. Describe the Eagles in 3 words or less.
Cool.
Eagles versus media.
Eagles versus
That's me right now. That's me right now. Last week it was like no freaking clue.
I'm going to say a long process ahead.
I like that. I like that one. Horrible. Mitch been hiding all day after the Warriors beating the Sixers, and now Mitch is here. Hey, I was sleeping. That game was on at 10 at night. That game was on at 10 p.m. Of course I was sleeping.
Hey, look, listen. When we were talking Sixers yesterday, I did not say it. I think the Sixers were watching me. So.
And he's a Cowboys and a Chargers fan, so just ignore this guy.
Hold on. A Cowboy and a Chargers fan? Bro, pick one.
He's also a Warriors fan, a Phillies fan. I can go on and on.
Jesus God. My man dinosaurs from hopping on and off bandwagons.
All right. So that will conclude this episode of Fly Like an Eagle, episode 14. I want to give a shout out to my guy, Mike Lauro. Hey, thank you for coming on, man. I always want to get you on this show.
Thank you for having me. It was a pleasure coming on. You can check me out Sunday mornings. Me and my special friend, Pat Bernard, we do a show called P&M in the AM. We cover all Philly sports. I also have a show usually that comes on right before this one. See, look, there's my boneheaded partner right there chiming in. See, he's got to put earphones on because he's got big head. So, but yeah, I also have a show with James Scorza and Joe Marks. Usually right before this one, we're on a little hiatus. We'll be back March the 7th here. It's called the Locker Room Sports Show. So make sure you check us out. It's usually Thursday nights right before our boy Mitch here. So again, thank you guys so much. And Mitch, thanks for having me, man. I really appreciate it. And hopefully one of these days we can get you. Angry Ann, I told you, man. You know what it's like trying to deal with that guy? You want to see him? Man, you want to see him at you want pure entertainment? Buy tickets for Dollar Dog Night and take Pat.
Take that. Don't know. I'm gonna probably make a video on my channel about the whole Joel Embiid thing tomorrow, so make sure you stay tuned for that. I'm gonna break it all down on my channel, so make sure you tune in for that because it sucks. It sucks.
It's 25 cents for Pat. Mitch, man, thanks again, man, for having me on, man. I really appreciate it. And one of these days, you said you want to get down to the studio. Make sure you hit up me and Pat. We'll bring you in.
Of course, man.
PM in the AM, along with Angry Al.
Oh my God, great show today. Thank you, man. Really appreciate it. Make sure you guys hit that like, subscribe to Ed the Philly Sports. We just hit 12,000 subscribers, so really appreciate it, man. Thank you all for the support, and we are out. Peace, guys.